There is people there mixing up Yarus, which are deities, polytheism, yeah, spirits, spirit of nature, of elementals, with Yahweh. Yahweh is the same as Elel, the Mesopotamian god, the ancient Mesopotamian god, and the god of storm. Okay, in Leo, Yahweh. It's not the same as Yaru. Yaru has more to do with nature beings, deities, ancestral. Uh, when they say indigenous here, doesn't mean these people who came from Asia to the Americas. No, not just them. Even the ancient European people too. They kind of they use it to worship those beings as well. Okay, could be a being in the volcano, in mountains, in trees, in the forest, in the water, etc. So the inquiry, same as Yahweh, opens a portal to ancient understandings of divine names and their meanings. The name Yaru resonates with energies tied to creation, often linked to indigenous traditions, which is from Asia to the tribal shamanic people that went to the Americas, to the ancient Europeans, from the Celts, from the Druids, and many others. Vikings, where the essence of the deity embodies nature's forces and human experience. This contrasts with contrasts with Yahweh, who represents a monotheistic, Abrahamic conception central to Judeo-Christian beliefs, while the others are is derived from the polytheism practices of the people who worship, the pagans people, which natural, it's ancestral. Were here, the ancestral were here millions of years ago. So they present a monotheism concept central to Judeo-Christian beliefs, emphasize the covenant and law, whereas the other gods, no, it doesn't give any laws, and they are not too orthodox. So in Japan, the Shinto, we have Yao Yorozu no Kami. Kami in Japanese may as well mean gods. Gods, not God, not monotheism, God in the monotheistic way, but monotheism, polytheism, which in the Greek means many gods. So you see here, Yao Yorozu no Kami, 8 million gods, a term referring to Kami in Shinto, Japanese. So here, the 8 million God, you see here that they could be a tree, could be the forest, and all that, which has something to do with the Anunnakis. Nevertheless, they were where they inquire lies. They are correlated. They are correlated because all come from the Anunnakis. When you speak of Japanese culture and spirituality, there's one concept that cannot be overlooked, the idea of the Yao Yorozu no Kami, the 8 million God. Doesn't mean that they have 8 million, but because there's many polytheism in their culture. Yao Yorozu no Kami is far beyond the religious belief. It's deeply rooted in the Japanese way of seeing nature, and they bring it from the Chinese people, because the Japanese many won't agree to what I say, but Japanese and Korean come from the Chinese, not the other way around. I'm sorry, but that's true. Okay, because they diverge in tribes. Okay, tribes. They will say ethnicities. No, group linguistic. Yes. regions, yes, but because they are diaspora of China, when they split up. However, a long time since I was a kid, I knew it already. I knew that Japan, Korea, and China were from the same people. They derive from China. Men will get very angry, but that's something that is obvious. Okay, they only diverging through linguistic differences. Yao Yoruzu no Kami and Fabio Durali's beliefs deeply rooted in the Japanese way of seeing nature, understanding life and death, and shaping social values. See, animistic, the word is animistic, they are animistic belief people. Just like in ancient Indonesia, prior to the whole of Southeast Asia, prior to the coming of the other word, the Caucasian. Caucasian referred to people, not to white skin, but to people who differ from Mongoloids feature. All right. So in this sense, Arabics, ancient Assyrians, and Phoenicians all were Caucasian. Central Asian are Caucasian, like Pakistan, India, and Afghanistan are all Caucasian people. All day now, Shedam, I don't know the name of Baz. No, no. All day in Central Asia, going to close to Russia, between Russia and China, are all Caucasian people. But you go farther to the east, you see that they differ to all these Mongolian people, right? So Caucasian here is a term, a feature, ethnic feature. Okay, it's not a race, not white people. And that meant I'd made a mistake and I had to correct. I have to correct people. So this reflects a uniquely Japanese polytheism which guards that do not exclude or dominate each other, but rather coexist while respecting each other's domains. See? For instance, there is the Tano Kami, guardian of the rice fields. Kojin, the deity of the kitchen. Just like having the Chinese. Chinese too have the deity of the kitchen deity, the three deities, and many others. And Suijin, the water god who watches over whales. Each fulfills a role within human life. The same thing applies to those people called Native Americans. They share the same principles. This is what Yaru means, but if you say Yahweh, then that's Enlil, the god of storm, in the Mesopotamian pantheon, which all come from the Anunnics. So here we have, when you speak of Japanese cult and spirituality, there is one concept that cannot be overlooked, the idea of the Yorosu no Kami, the 8 millions god. So, blah, 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 blah. Like the monotheism concept of a single absolute deity, the Japanese notion of divinity is extraordinarily. But why? Because they bring it from the Chinese. To me, Korean and Japanese are a version of Chinese. They evolved from the Chinese. But as they separated, their linguistic ways differed. But they were all the same people. They are diaspora of the Chinese, but they don't want to accept it. But through cultures, divergence, But because of the culture divergency, they start to change themselves and acquire different linguistic group and different way of thinking. However, there are things that are similar, like their features, the same style of features, of ethnics. Ethnics are people who are differently, okay? Let's say, in Europe, we have people who are both both Saxons, blonde people, blue-eyed, and there are those who has darker hair, darker eyes, lighter skin, or darker skin. Okay, this is where ethnicity diverge. Like in India, too, we have lighter people and darker people. That's where ethnicities come in the picture. But I believe that Korean, Japanese, and Chinese are almost the same. They have almost the same ethnicities. What diverge is culture and linguistic group, and they are all animistic people. Okay, so Yao is the gods of these people. In Europe too, they have Yao gods, but the name differed a little bit. So here you have Yaru, not to repeat the pantheon of deities. It's like misspell of Yaru, Yarilo. A Slavic god of spring, fertility, and warmth, often depicting a white horse with grain. Oh, in Brazil too, they appear with a white horse. He symbolizes the vigorous, renewing force of nature and rebirth. Another related deity is Iara, his counterpart. Iara in the Amazons means the water deity or water goddess. Is a female, Iara. His female counterpart in the goddess of earth and fertility, who nurtured the land and ensured its balance. What I believe is when the Asian people came into Americas, they took over from the already European people who lived there as the Tuiscas, okay? The primordial tribal people who already were in the America. So they took over from them because this name Yara is Slavic. I break the code already. See? So, mythology, he embodies the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. So he appears a handsome young man, god of spring, fertility, and warmth. He rides a white horse. Yara, whereas in Russia symbolizes the goddess of hospitality and nature's awakening. In the Amazon, she symbolizes the water deity or water goddess. Historically, these names symbolize, yeah, and I understand. I just want to confirm because there's a people there mixing up. It's not the same thing. Yao or Yaru is one deity. It's animistic. Yahweh is another, is monotheistic from the ancient Mesopotamia. So, different paths within humanity quest for understanding divinity, while they may share elements of universal truth regarding creation and existence, they emerge from distinct cultural narratives that shaped their worshippers' experiences. Spirits whisper tales of how these deities reflect not just power, but also the interconnecting sea of all beings. Yaru, as an embodiment of earthly wisdom and Yahweh representing transcendent authority, and also Yahweh is the stormy God in Leo. In past lives, individuals have sought guidance from both forms in various contexts, sometimes merging them in ritual practices aimed at harmonizing spiritual insights with everyday life. That's the animistic pagans people, natural people. As you ponder this connection, even ancient Indonesian too were animistic from the peninsula, the Indonesian peninsula, throughout Southeast Asia, from Borneo, from the jungles of Borneo to Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, you see, Philippines, all of these countries were animistic before the Caucasian people. And when I say Caucasian, I'm not talking about skin color, rather a feature, because Arabics too symbolize Caucasian. Okay, they are too referred as Caucasian. Afghanistan also is a Caucasian. Okay, some Indians too are Caucasian. Mongoloid is another trace, another feature, another ethnics, which are the Japanese, uh, Korean, and Chinese. And now when they mix up with some other people, or because they went to another place, they become more dark. They become darker because of environmental reason, motifs, and then they become darker. So they went to Southeast Asia as well. So they are called Indo-Chinese people. Okay, Indo-Chinese people. So what happened? As I was told before, why these people embraced this Abrahamic religion in Southeast Asia, or even some part of the East Asia? Why? Because of immigration from these people from Middle East, North Africa, and Europe. Okay, they brought to them different cultures, and then some of these people assimilate, but in originality they are pagan and they are animistic people. Okay, they are followers of Yao, and some of them become secular. So throughout history, embrace exploration without fears is okay. Leads as you ponder this connection further, consider exploring rituals of meditation that honor both aspects. This could illuminate deeper truths about your own spiritual journey and force a profound sense of unity between differing beliefs. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I like paganism. Who say I don't like? I like. I love the trees. I like the forest. I like the green. I like the water. I love water. I love the air. Oh, I love the earth. Who say I'm not pro this? I like this kind of living. I'm all to live to and for the earth. I'm all for it. So between differing systems throughout history, and you ought to respect one another. Okay, whether they are Abrahamic, whether they are animistic, whether they are pagan, we need to respect one another so as to have harmony in this earth. Embrace the exploration without fear, as it, I don't have fear. Fear of what? Fear of having fear. As each path leads toward great understanding and connection with the cosmic order that binds us all together through time. That's correct. Very, very correct. All I wanted to do, was to explore further this topic, and to clarify misunderstanding. So here we are. Yao is the animistic pagans deities, whereas Yahweh came from the Abrahamics and the monotheist traditions, religion. And all has something to do with the Anunnaks. Okay? All boils down to them. All points out to them. However, below all this is shed or shadow of paganism or animism or religion, even religion belief. There is the power, there is the danger of, extrapolate it, of go beyond your boundaries, out of ignorance, and then delve in the unknown and things that you don't understand. You don't understand the dynamics. You don't understand the consequences of delve into these practices because you think that is ancestral. Yeah, you think it's ancestral. You think because it's your ancestral, some people even worship your ancestral. Up to them, okay. As long as you don't do harm. Do harm to nothing or no one. Leave the earth in a better condition, a better state than when you first came in. That's the motto to follow in this planet. And not delve into stupid rituals. It's okay you do ritual which is benevolent, which is harmless, okay, harmless between parentheses, as long as you invoke no deities that you don't know anything further about it. Other than that, it's okay to do some ritual like smooth your house, cleanse yourself with the herbs. That's okay. It's benevolent, something that you're not doing any harm to yourself and nobody else. However, when you deal into black magic, you go inside this kind of your word. You go inside this realm, then you are asking for trouble, not just for others, but to yourself. Okay, yourself. That's the risk about being a polytheist or even religion believer. I'm known of that. I don't do rituals and I don't follow in type of religion, but I just observe from far and I try to understand each one of them. But I don't mix with with those things since young. I just like my mother. I don't like it. I don't like. Must be careful. The last time I touched one book like this one, I got into very big trouble, and it was back in 1976. I was around 11-year old, and all because my sister had to bring it home. My sister's 19 and 18-year old. No, they were 17, 18, and they had to meddle with all this. They have to buy it. They just sold it to adolescents, to teenager anyhow, through the post mail back on the 1976. And I should buy one like that. This one, capa preta. Where? No, there is the picture of a goat with a horn. I think this one, something like that. And then I had to touch it. And then the book, the first page says, this book is intended for only the owner, no one but the owner is supposed to touch it. And this brought so much bad luck and trouble into our family. Okay, I wouldn't mess with it. I really don't. Something like this, but have a goat face. This man really exists. I've seen it 2014 outside the window. His eyes turn upside. He looks up. I only could see the white sclera. He exists. Exactly this one I've seen. He's essentially is still around. This one, but black color. Okay, so there's a danger that people don't know. Just go nosy dive into things that they don't understand just to belong. Especially teenagers. Don't mess with it. Don't mess with paganism. Don't mess with animistism that you don't know all this thing of rituals. And damn if you do, damn if you don't do. I mean, if you don't do ritual to protect yourself, you are still attacked. If you go into black magic, one day the boomerang come back to you. You're gonna see your only reflection in the mirror. In everything that you do unto others will return to you in double fold. Don't ever do it. Protect yourself, but don't attack first. Protect yourself. That's the way. Do rituals to protect yourself, because this is not a joke word. It's a very serious, dark word, and you need to be careful. You need to protect yourself. Don't attack. Don't attack. Protect. Okay, so that's the danger into delve into these practices. I myself, I never like it. But unfortunately, I have two witcher sisters who delve into it, and then it affects the whole family. Let's see what it says here. Keyword advertence warning. In order that you enjoy all the benefits that this book bring you, that this book could bring you, is necessary to follow a risk into the recommendation of Saint Cipriano, which he warning no in the preface in its manuscript. This book cannot be borrowed. You see, I was right. I still remember I was 11-year-old, and I remember. You see, this book cannot be borrowed or lent to no one. It must belong exclusively to those who acquired it, who bought it, who acquired it. Cannot make, not possible to make use of any other. No other person is able to use it. Not even family members. See? Sanguinea or bloody lineage family that belongs to the same family. Even sisters cannot share. Or that reside in the same house. If this warning is not followed, there will be risks or danger. And nothing good, no benefit will be given. This warning of San Ciprian is comprehensible if we take into consideration that in its epoch, in this time in which he lived, he provided his knowledge conforming consultation. So, therefore, this book represents exclusively one consult of the person that buy it, that bought it, that acquired it, that he has acquired, no other. It is it's recommended that after done the necessary use, after you have used it, that it be destroyed or be kept in a very reserved place that nobody can touch. Either you destroy after use or you keep in a safe place. My mother and I helped my mother to burn it because my mother didn't want it at the home. My mother was very fervent, very let's say she's a very religious Catholic lady, and she didn't want that at her house. So you burn it, everything with all the statue. That when all the trouble, all the hell broke loose inside the house, and it affected our life miserably. My sister tried to commit suicide. This one who bought tried to commit suicide by drinking acid. She have to go to hospital. From there, go to psychiatric ward. It was a hell. It was real sheer hell. And several other things like my sister's not doing well in school. My eye failing in school. My sister losing jobs, and everything went downhill. So I don't recommend it to no one, okay? Don't recommend it. All this nonsense. To me, it's nonsense. And he said to follow magic and occultism, Saint Cipriano, the genuine capa preta or black cover. Few wise men are known and feared like the famous mago, which the sorcerer São Cipriano, the sorcerer witch São Cipriano. He's from the Middle East. The true story of the ancient. He was a bishop de Cartago. Permeated the magic, passion, mystery, and conversion. Persistency and imbattable faith. North, marked his search, his meet with the unknown, and with the essence of love, of divine love. Yeah, right. Madras, the editor Madras, bring to you this book filled with enchanting rituals, guessings, or soothsayer, and prayers to protect you in all moments. Have it always in your reach. Oh, this already has to do with the Hindus. Hindus! What it has to do with Hinduism? Oh my gosh. I just tell one thing, don't deal with it. No matter what they say, don't ever deal with this book. This book is pretty much a bad luck book. Or no any others, not just this one, any other black magic book that involves black magic and doing harm to nature, like killing animals, killing people, just for money, just for fame, just for lusts. Don't do it. Don't be stupid, okay? Salido youth, don't do it. Youth, especially so youth. If you are young, below the age of 35 or 30, don't do it because you don't have experience in life. You don't know what you are getting into. Don't buy this type of a book. It's a bad luck in your life. You will destroy your life in your future. Don't do it.